So, hello. I'm not going to do it 200 times, but you've probably heard it all before. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good times, whatever time it is and wherever you are listening. Joining me with and you for the 200th time, it's Jamie Page.
How you doing?
And for, what was it, 190 some odd and change, it's Mr. Chris Cute.
How you doing?
How are you both? As you
Very
can gather, this was about my fifth or sixth attempt, something like that. I think I've done a couple of shows in that time, but my attendance is by far the worst. It is, and it's got to be an E at least, possibly even an F as for attendance. Could try harder.
I don't know. Joe Whittaker's is pretty bad. He only come back last week.
There's a big gap in the middle. I hope Joe can join us tonight. Actually, I'd like to have Joe back on the show, and I'm sorry I missed him because my attendance, as I've already said, is really poor. But I tell you whose attendance isn't poor and shouldn't be misjudged, and that is our sponsors. Because as always, tonight's show is brought to you in part by Yorkshire Grit, the Woodturners Abrasive Paste, our good friend Chad at Man Crafting, Pam from Highland Boxes, and also Steve Harneal from Harneal Media, who kind of basically does all the internet stuff for us. If you want to find out more about that and our sponsors, please do head on over to the website makesinternationalpodcast.com/sponsors, and Steve makes sure everything is in there. Jamie takes all the credit. We're actually, Chris and I, a little bit suspicious that Jamie hasn't done 100% attendance, and he just says he has and just fiddles the internet side of it. I don't know. But hopefully joining us this evening are going to be some people from the live chat. Not quite sure if it's going to happen. We've sent the link out. Who's going to have the stones to come and join us, because we want to chat with our people, our live people, actually live and all the rest of it. But until something happens, because it actually might not, what have you guys been up to? Because I haven't seen you for weeks, literally.
Wow. My story, I don't know if Chris wants to go first, because I've been up to quite a lot of stuff.
Mine is just going to be a lot of home repair frustration that people can maybe relate to and maybe can't. I don't know. I had a garage door spring. I don't know about you, but I have torsion springs on my garage door, my shop door basically. One of them broke, and it was like, and I have my garage door is made out of solid wood, and it's a double wide garage, and I couldn't open the garage door. I had to call somebody out to replace the spring for the garage door. And that cost me $437 for a spring.
I was going to say, how is that? Must be an enormous, mind you, an enormous workshop deserves an enormous door, which obviously needs an enormous spring.
No, it's just that was an outrageous price. And I was planning on asking the gentleman, what it would cost to have a new door put on it, because I would like a lighter door, something I could insulate, maybe put a garage door actually opener on it, so I have a little clicky button that I could make it go up and down. And then by the time he handed me the bill for the spring alone, I went, we're not going to ask this guy how much it's going to cost for a whole door. So anyway, so I've been dealing with household repairs and windows and things of that nature. So nothing fun. But so Jamie, go ahead.
So mine is basically the complete opposite of Chris. Whilst Chris has been trying to fix his house, I've been trying to destroy it.
Oh, that's right. You've got like major renovation work going on in your workshop at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah. So the only thing standing in my workshop at the moment is my lathe and my tool wall. So today I ended up making 2 videos. I'm going to make another 2 to 3 videos tomorrow. And after in a day. And that's just recording them. And then after that, I've got all of the footage stored, ready to edit them. And Chris, you just shared the YouTube link, mate.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, go ahead, Jamie.
So I'll be I'll be basically there'll be a few makers coming down to my house to kind of socially distance, help me sort out my workshop with like new electrics, so and all that kind of stuff, because I've only got one plug in my workshop. I've kind of sort of recently purchased a new scroll saw.
Nice.
Which is a 21-inch Excalibur.
That's a pretty serious.
Can I interrupt just for a second?
Yeah, because otherwise he's going to talk about scroll saws all night. So please do, Chris.
No. This is headed towards you, and there's a little bit of animosity headed your way from me this week, Mr. Morley, because I had to sit through last week's show without you. And
I know where this is going.
And the entire show was about. Take a guess, Richard. I know you've been.
I'm guessing you don't know because the 5 minutes in, you just like. And it wasn't that there was audio problems. That's Chris's snoring in the background.
Yeah, we thought it was reverb.
Anyway,
was it okay though? Did it go? Because I haven't listened to it yet.
I took one for the team. Let's just put it that way.
I thought it was very good. It
went well.
It went on for about 4.5 days, did it?
All right, let's get on with things. Random listener questions, and nobody gets more random than this guy, Andy Pugh.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Our favorite question here. So, Andy, how are you? And thank you for joining us today on our 200th episode.
I'm good. Congratulations, guys. Yeah, 200 episodes. That's like the glasses back on. That's like 200 plus hours of my life that I've given you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're honored.
We apologize.
No, well, I'm honored, and I'm also apologetic at the same time. So thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. But I know, knowing you come prepared because Andy.
Oh yes.
Andy has a very inquisitive mind, and so Andy has questions he must ask us today. So, Andy, while we have you here and while you're with us enjoying this celebration, go ahead and ask away, my friend.
Okay. First question. 200 episodes. I mean, you've had a whole range of amazing guests on. You've had good chats amongst yourselves. What's your favorite episode? And that's to each of you separately. And that could be because you've had a favorite guest or just the discussion's been so good or, whatever. The one that's made you laugh most. What's the episode that sticks out in your mind as your favorite episode?
So I could probably think off the top of my head for me was the one when we had Sarah Connor on and when we was talking about David Gagne's fiery nuts. and Chris could not stop laughing.
There's been a few where Chris has almost exploded with laughter, if I remember rightly, and it's difficult to kind of. It's a bit for me. It's a bit like Friends,
yeah,
because it's the one with, or like The Simpsons. Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where such and such does so and so, and you've got no idea what the actual storyline was or what the episode was? It was just that little bit that you remember.
Yeah. But it was the way that Chris tried shouting David out. He's got these big old nuts, and that was it. Me and Sarah we just killed over laughing.
Andy, it's hard. This is going to sound like a cop out, but I don't mean it to be because I can't come up with an honest answer, my friend. The ones that make me laugh the hardest are probably my favorite, but we've had a lot of good quality discussions too that I thought were worthwhile that I enjoyed on a different level. So I don't know that I really have one. I mean, there are a lot of them. I mean, there were some that were just stupid. Like back in the early days I think we did a Halloween one once that I remember that was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was pretty fun. But yeah, I don't, Richard. So I don't know. Do you have a favorite one that you can think of?
I think favorite for me is the wrong word for the reasons I've already said, because they all just kind of, and no offense to anyone listening or having been on the show, but they do all kind of blur into
one, just
the show, and then there's little segments and things. I tend to enjoy the ones where we're just chatting about absolutely nothing and we don't really know what's going to happen over the guests that we have on. But having said that, there are some guests that really, like, I remember one of the early shows that we had when we had Nicola, and I can't remember her surname.
Butcher.
Nicola Butcher, that was it. I think it was about the 5th or 6th episode we did, so none of us had a clue we had a clue what was going on at all, and we had this person on that none of us knew. We just had kind of picked her up on social media as a female carpenter, which wasn't the sort of the norm. And I remember sitting down and talking to her about how she got in the trade and all those kind of things, and just her as a person. That was a really interesting show. And I think for me there are conversations that come out of nothing that you think, oh, that's a good idea. Peter Brown's another one that brings out, because again, just something he said was, we were talking about that being full-time makers, I think it was, and he just went, I don't want to be a full-time maker. I want this to be the thing that I do for fun. I don't want it to become a chore. And it was the first time I'd ever heard anyone say that from that side of the fence. So little things like that stick in my mind, but I don't think I've got a favourite episode.
All right, Andy, I know that wasn't the only question you have, so hit us with another one.
Yeah, okay, so 200 episodes. Hopefully we'll go on for at least another 2,000. There must have been some guests people that you've wanted to get on, that you, for some reason or another, maybe just timing, or just, I don't know, I can't think of other good reasons why you might not have got them on, but you just haven't had on. Any kind of thoughts on some people maybe that you'd like to get in within the next 200?
Most recently, because there really actually hasn't been anyone that we've wanted to get on that we weren't able to get on yet. But most recently, I put in a request to a gentleman that a lot of us are probably familiar with but haven't heard from in a long time, and it was Father Thomas Bailey. Are you familiar with Father Thomas? I put it because I know he was in the States, and I figured while he was in the States on our time, it would be much easier for him to get on the show with us than when he goes back to Italy. And so I wanted to see if I could get him on. And we talked and we went back and forth, and he just wasn't sure what the timeline was going to be. And I asked him to get back to me, and I haven't heard from him. So recently it would be Father Thomas. But other than that, we've pretty much always gotten the people on that we wanted to. I mean, we've only been stood up once by a guest, and I'm not even going to bring that one up.
Best not to name them.
Yeah. I'm not even going to bring that one up. Yeah. We had a guest that agreed to come on, and just for some reason that day decided, not in the mood. So, but that's only happened once, thankfully. So,
yeah,
Jamie,
it's been
yeah, or Richard.
Go on, Rich.
I was just going to say it's been a fairly good response in terms of people saying yeah and then and turning up. That you can't fault that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jamie?
It's kind of mimicking really what Chris. Obviously, I guess you could say the peak of guests in what we do would be Jimmy, but we've not even approached him.
No, I know. Well, I know Jimmy, but the reason why we have.
We always said right from the very start we're not going to approach people like Jimmy, because once you've hit the peak of, then people stop listening.
Well, it's not only that, because I know Jimmy, and I think we're all very familiar with Jimmy, and Jimmy has told his story 100 times, and so he doesn't need to tell it for the 101st on Makers International. You know, it's like nobody. I love Jimmy with all my heart. He's a great guy. He seriously is a great individual, but people know him. They know his story. What's the point? Let's bring people on that don't know, and then expose them to the public and try to do some good for them. I mean, because let's be honest, we're not going to do any good for Teresta, but we can do some good for some other people. And there were some interesting people out there that need some recognition, and that's kind of always been our goal. And Andy, you got any more? Because if not, then I'm going to move on to a few more that are waiting.
No, I'll leave it there. I'll ask questions every time. So if you've got more people in the green room, then send them in.
I will. And thanks, Andy, for you, my friend, for over a year and a half, perhaps even 2 years. You've provided us with content to start the show off with. So thank you, my friend. And
thank you.
Thank you for starting us off again today. So,
thank you for keeping the podcast.
Oh, you're more than welcome. All right, Andy Pugh.
Whilst Andy's on, I think it's only right and only fair. Andy, do you want to just plug your podcast? Because that's actually worth a listen as well, in my uneducated,
I'm
humble.
kind of 15 episodes into a little kind of just rambling thoughts. I did have a bit of a 3-month gap because of just COVID stuff, not having it, just all the fuss that goes with it. Thoughts from the Tinkerage. Also, my YouTube channel is Tales from the Tinkerage, but I when I go out to the Tinkerage, I often just think about stuff, and I just thought it's good to kind of share some of those thoughts. Yeah, I'm old. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot, and it's the teacher in me as well. I just kind of constantly want to try and sort of share things. So yeah, Thoughts from the Tinkerage. It can be found on most of the podcast providers: Anchor, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Podcast Addict, all the rest. So they're generally short, 10 to 25 minutes. Hoping I've got some ideas to maybe have a couple of guests on. I've got 2 people that are lined up. I won't say who they are yet, but one's been lined up since the very start to be the first guest, and one's a bit more familiar, but I want to kind of take a slightly different tack to the normal kind of guest podcast discussions. But I still need to kind of tweak that out.
Well, Andy, the time that you've invested in us, I think, is worthwhile, and hopefully we've given that time, comparatively speaking, back to you today. And I've always wanted to do this, so please, Andy, stay right where you are, because there's a little button I have right here in front of me. It says "Kick from Studio," and I've never kicked anybody out before, so I'm going to kick you out. Do you mind?
No problem at all.
All right, bye-bye. See you.
See ya.
sitting
Don't let it go to your head, Chris.
I have power. I have power. Sitting patiently while we were talking with Andy, Wayne, the woodturner, turned up. So, Wayne, how are you, buddy?
Good evening, peeps. How are you doing?
Hello, Wayne.
Wayne,
Good. Very good, thank you.
Say? What question do you have? What topic do you want to talk about, man? Thank you for joining us.
Well, can I just say congratulations on the 200th episode?
Thank you.
It's been well worth watching every Sunday night. It makes my Sunday night. And my question is, what do you think of the mass debate?
I can, hand on heart, I have no idea what you're talking about.
The mask debate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. You have to. You can't not. Anyone that says that they don't are liars, and they should be. So don't be scared of it. Don't be ashamed. Own it. That's my thought on it.
Wear it.
It's becoming completely natural. That's all I can say. It's becoming completely natural.
Yeah, definitely.
Wayne,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I had to put that one in there.
no, if that's all you got, you know what? I love you for it, man.
Yeah, you can kick me out now, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Wayne asking us to talk about the mask debate by Wayne. God, nobody likes that guy. Jesus God.
On a deadly serious note, though, I think a lot of the listeners now have been working in an NHS hospital 5 days a week for the last few months, and it's a nightmare because we have people coming in to get a test, and they're not the normal appointments and things, and they don't wear masks, and they just wander around the hospital, and you just think, put a mask on.
Oh,
how? And these people are going, oh, I don't like wearing a mask because I have trouble breathing. Like, so why are you out in an environment where you're more likely to get sick? Why aren't you at home?
I don't want to get into the mask thing. 200 episodes, Richard. I understand the frustration, but let's save it for an episode. We have Andy AH Bespoke waiting for us. We have one of the dragons. I'm going to bet that's Chris I'm looking at, but if you guys would just be patient for a second. We've had the Beard Time 16 sitting here waiting for us to say hello to him. My man, Rich, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Rich.
Hey, how you doing, Rich?
I'm good, chaps. I'd just like to say congratulations on your 200th episode. I don't have a question. I just wanted to get my ugly face on here.
No problem at all. We can soon edit that out for the audio version anyway. It's not drama.
Okay. No, well done, guys. You put a lot of work into this, and although I can't make it every Sunday, we do appreciate what you do.
Yeah,
No, it's nice to kind of have something to do on a Sunday from my perspective. I'm sure Jamie's got nothing better to do. That's why he's always here.
yeah, it's 100%.
So I know Makers International. Who edits all the
Chris.
So
Chris.
It's all on Chris. I basically I do nothing.
So-
I am the least productive person on this show. I rock up late, if at all, and wing it. Jamie does all the stuff during the week. He does all the advertising. Chris does all the the editing. He does all the herding pre-show. Like I do nothing.
I do all the thumbnail photographs, the promo pictures that you see from week to week. So yeah, that's all on me. So if you have a complaint, let me know because I'm about ready to kick you out.
Chris has notes.
Let's put that beginning, and I'm going to say congratulations, Chris, to your 200th episode and all the work that you do. We really appreciate you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. See, somebody out there appreciates me, Jamie and Richard.
So you're going to let him leave now, aren't you? You're not even going to kick him out.
Richard,
You can leave in your own
Richard's
time.
now our fourth host. I love that. Man. Richard, you have a good one, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Cheers, Rich. See you later, buddy.
You
Take
do.
it easy, Rich.
Andy Heel is with us. Andy, the carver
Hey,
extraordinaire. It's the last
Hello.
show I missed, by the way, which was because my power went out. Andy Heel and also what's his name? Bobby Fluke or Bobby Bobby
I don't know. Not important. He's not important.
We're on.
Don't worry about him.
But I did
It's all
have
good.
to edit and watch that show, and great job, guys. That was a good show. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for showing up today. What you got for us, Andy?
Okay, so I have a habit of losing things in quite weird places. Where's the weirdest place that you've lost something and then found it?
Easy answer for me. A mop bucket, and it was my phone.
Hold on a sec.
How do you lose a mop bucket in your phone?
No, I lost my phone in a mop bucket.
But that makes more sense.
So what basically happened is that a bowl come flying off the lathe, not the phone, and my phone was on top of a shelf, on top of a stool, which was on my bench, right? And the bowl hit the chair, and you know when you get like the teacups and the silverware and all that sort of stuff, and they scoop it off of a table. Where it's, instead of doing that, the phone went up straight down into the bucket, and I had to go back and watch my video in slow motion to find out where my phone went.
I have one that'll make you giggle, and it has nothing to do with making. But, you know, back in my radio days, things were a little to me. So I remember I had these really expensive Ray-Ban sunglasses because I was living in Florida at the time. I mean, they cost like almost $200, these Ray-Ban glasses that I had. I mean, they were expensive. Back then, they were expensive. And we had not an official office party, but, you know, the kind of gang that kind of talks behind management's back, Christmas party at my music director's house. And you have to understand, my music director produces a show called Christmas at Home every year. And he leaves his house decorated like Christmas 365 days a year. His house, you walk in August and it's decorated for Christmas. But we had a Christmas party at his house because of that reason. And I went home the next day and I couldn't find those glasses. I didn't know where they were. And for 6 months, I still didn't know where those glasses were. My music director walked in one day and he was holding them in his hand and he was laughing his ass off. He says, "Are these the ones you're looking for?" I go, "Oh my God, yeah, those are the ones." He says, "Somehow during the night when you were in your, drunken disorderlies, you took your sunglasses off and decided the best place to hang them would be on the side of my Christmas tree." So apparently I had taken my glasses off when I was standing next to the tree. And just because I didn't want to wear them in the house, I went, I'll just leave them there. I'll remember. And then the night got old and yeah. So that's the weirdest place I ever lost something was a Christmas tree. So
I've just got visions of like cousin It going to a Halloween party dressed as a Christmas tree, and that's what it was.
Anyway, we've got some friends. We've got some other people waiting too. You guys answered
And
the question.
congratulations.
Andy, you are a star. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andy.
I did notice the blue pencil as well coming out of the old beard.
Yeah, I don't, they just keep coming. I blame Scott myself, but
I do as well. The blue light Turner, yeah.
I like it. Andy, you're going to be the fourth person I kick out. Love you, man.
ladies.
Have a
Catch you
good
later,
day.
Andy. Take it easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's get Chris Murray in here, just because I know it's got to be Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Here it is.
Evening, guys. Congratulations on 200.
Thank you much. How's everyone in the family, etc., etc.? They're all there. They're all there.
So, question. So, when is there going to be a Scroll Saw Turner collaboration?
Never.
No, I reckon that's doable. I reckon it's doable.
Oh, God,
Maybe between me and Richard.
Yeah, this is no. I mean, because I can do the lathe, but I mean, this is where you need to stop being creative, Chris. Okay, just don't be so creative, because this.
I reckon if we was to get Chris a half decent scroll saw in his workshop, things might change.
Oh, here we go.
When we move.
I am not.
I'm talking about Mr. Cute, Chris.
Yeah.
So see, she thinks you're going to make Chris go poorer now because you spend enough of their damn money, Jamie. You might as well spend some more, right?
I've got a question.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've got a question. It's Chris's big birthday soon. What shall I get him for his birthday?
Well, you could always have some more of my bowls if you like, because the bowl I gave you over 150,000 views.
Buy him a router.
Brilliant.
Well done.
Buy him a router.
Yes, it's the obvious choice.
Wait, you say that we've
I know
actually.
someone that wants a pressure pot.
Well, then buy him a table saw.
I know someone that's selling one as well. So.
Oh my God. You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me. I think we're done here, Chris. You've done nothing but upset me so far.
It's been lovely seeing you guys. Congratulations hitting 200.
Take it easy.
Thank you, man. Love you both. I love both of you guys. So you guys be good. I'll talk to you later. Let's get to this next freak.
Oh no.
What's funny is that his picture didn't even load up, and all I saw was the name, and I went, "Oh no!"
That's it. Just...
You know what's wrong with the world these days?
What?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
The fact that train wrecks like this can exist on the internet 200 times without the United Nations stepping in and shutting this down. That's what's wrong with this world. That's why I'm on the first available rocket out of here.
That we've got no shareholders to answer to. There's no ratings people. Like, just do you fancy doing it? Yeah, why not? Another week, and there you go. Before you know it,
with the world, Jamie Page wearing a shirt like that.
It's
one of a kind. One of a kind.
Hey guys, congratulations! What a trip, man. You know, it's after all the yucking around, man. I really admire the longevity and just, you know, it's always a train wreck, but it's always a blast.
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce people, because we didn't introduce. Andy Berkey has joined us, everybody, on SoundCloud. If you haven't recognized his voice, anyway, go ahead, Richard.
What genuinely confuses me is people say, "Oh, congratulations!" like it's an achievement. I don't know about Chris or Jamie or even any of the other hosts that we've had on over the 200 episodes. It's not an achievement. It's just like, are you still doing it? do you know what I mean? And that's not like a weird thing. It literally is. Should we still do it? Yeah, we'll still do it. We still enjoy doing it. We're still doing it. It's not an achievement. It's like how are you still doing it? Not a well done. That's from my point of view, at least. I don't know about how Chris and Jamie feel about that.
Yeah. I take accolades wherever I can freaking get them. So calm the hell down there, Morley. All right. If you really don't mind, I mean, I live for that kind of stuff. Jesus God.
No, from my perspective, back in the old days, I was on the cast of Faking It podcast, and
great podcast, by the way.
The struggle to get everybody on the same page on a consistent basis, that was ultimately our undoing. And I I am firsthand knowledge of that struggle, and you guys have done it, man, and keep doing it and keep crushing it.
Well, I don't know about crush, but maybe we pinch. We
get crushed sometimes, but
squeeze gently. And really that's down to Jamie and to Chris, and I'd say Jamie and then Chris, purely because Jamie's 100%, he's got nothing better to do on a Sunday, and Chris, who's got few things better to do, hence the 97.5%. Whereas over the years, we started off, there was 5 of us, and when Alan's life changed and he had to move on, we could still cope with 4. Then Joe's life changed. Whereas you guys faking it, you started off like 2 men down effectively, because it was the 3 of you, wasn't it? So it was harder, because you had a smaller team. Whereas when there's 5,
they actually, if I remember, faking it started out with 5,
wasn't there?
5, and then one, and then when one wouldn't make it, Laffy would step in.
Yep.
If I remember right, and then when the other person was available and you had all 5 available, Glenn, Laffy just said, "I'll do the production on it."
Right. No, Mike from the get-go was in charge of the production, but there was Rod Reyes, Andrew Aragon, myself,
David
Welder, and then there was another one. Or was that it? Maybe that was it.
I didn't think it was that big a team.
It was. No,
I'm trying to remember the picture because it looked like Evolution, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the very end, and
Andy was the monkey.
Yeah, Andy.
Obviously, there was one more person, wasn't there? Who am I forgetting? Oh well, Chris.
Maybe we are just better than, I don't know.
We absolutely are.
Andy, we appreciate you coming on. Did you have anything you wanted to ask us? And I know that you don't look for us for advice, which is pretty clearly obvious, and for good reason. We don't mind telling you. Anything you wanted to brief topic to discuss, or you just want to? I'm sorry, what?
Spike the cat.
Oh, and Spike the cat.
Spike the cat.
Yeah. Spike is still alive and kicking. At least last time Andy and I were at Jimmy's place.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, Jimmy told everyone not so long ago.
Yeah, I think I do remember that now.
That's too bad. That's too bad. Because Spike was alive and kicking last time I was there. I actually took film of him because my cat was a fan of his, because he had his own house and I hadn't bothered to make my.
Yeah, Fiona's a huge fan too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Fiona.
Well, okay.
Okay, everyone is.
So, yeah.
Hey, some dogs make you look good. What does that say? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Dogs are boys, cats are girls. I'm telling you right now. Dogs are boys, cats are girls.
It's one of those things. I was always growing up. I was always a cat person until having a dog, and then having 2 cats that hated each other, brother and sister. And they don't even like each other, let alone people. That was their undoing. But
Well, I've often said I was basically a feral animal until I went to kindergarten. So I was raised by dogs for the most part. They were my friends. So that's how I learned my social skills.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
Andy was raised by wolves. That makes sense. All right, Andy, we're going to let you slide, buddy. Thanks for coming.
No.
Boot him.
I want to kick you out. Oh, I get to kick Andy.
Come on, man. No, right. I got another big
Goodbye.
Yeah, there you go.
Mike is out in the chat. Mike, if you need the link, click on it and get in here, because we want to talk to you at some point today. We have lots to discuss with you. But right now, we've got the Maker 238 standing by. Who wants to say something to us? I don't know. His eyes just got really wide. And he's like, oh, shit, it's my turn. There he is. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
How are you, man?
Hello.
Good. Big fan. I've been watching for a while. I'm new to actually getting on YouTube, so I was surprised y'all clicked on me, man. That was pretty cool.
No, absolutely.
No worries.
How y'all doing?
We're doing good, but
we're doing good.
What do you got? What do you got for us today? You got anything you want to say? You got a question you want to ask? You got a topic you want to discuss real quick? I mean, what's happening?
How do you manage all the ideas?
That's kind
I know
of funny.
A lot of people write them down. They put them in their phone. But is there anything that you kind of y'all can give me some?
It kind of comes to about a Friday, Saturday kind of night where Chris kind of messages us in the chat and says, "Right, so what we doing tomorrow?" And it's kind of one of them kind of deals. Leave it to the last minute.
Well, let's be honest. It's not quite that last minute.
I think it's Wednesday. I think is the 9 o'clock on a Wednesday. I think Chris has got an automatic email that goes out.
A generator.
Pretty much auto-generated. I know because you see, I'm an anxious individual, and I like to. I don't know about anybody else, but when I know things have to be done, I like to get the monkey off my back. You know what I mean? It's just I want to get it over with, and these guys, I've just learned over the years that talking to them on the Monday after we've just done a show does no good, because they'll quibble and quabble and him and haw, and finally sometime around Wednesday or Thursday they'll come up with an idea and we'll come up with one together. And so I've just quit the Monday and Tuesday thing and gone straight to Wednesday, guys, start thinking about it. And then they go, well, I don't know. I mean, we could do, I don't know. And then Richard usually has an objection, and then Jamie goes, I don't care, whatever, Richard, I don't care, whatever. Tired of listening.
So I'm the awkward one, and it generally has to get my own way. But we do normally we're a bit better organised if we've got, say, a guest on, aren't we? Because we tend to go because obviously we've got to collaborate with that person, make sure they've got a week that they're free, and blah blah blah. So some weeks we get like a week and a half of kind of grace where we don't have to think. But I think they're worse because we've got a guest this week, and then you just don't think about it, and then Chris is like, you've had a week and a half, it's Wednesday again. Oh no, what do we do? And it's just usually the first thing that pops into my head.
I wish I had more questions, man. Y'all clicked on me. I didn't even think you were going to click on me. I mean, I'm just a little guy here, so.
Well, no, man, that's why we do. Well, that's why we do.
Everyone's got something to say.
I'm trying to engulf myself in the maker community. You know, it's such I've moved around so much, you know, and it's hard to get community around me that's like-minded, you know, and YouTube's it's the place to go. You know, I mean, it's automatically we're all put together, and I just think that's so cool.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your first name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan. Well, Ryan, I can relate to that because I was living in an area where I had neighbors that were into the same kind of things I was, and so it wasn't really hard for me to find it. But then I moved up to Connecticut, and there is nobody. I mean, nobody around this area that's into woodworking, things of that nature whatsoever. It's a very affluent area, and all the people around here, we hire someone for that. You know, it's one of those kind of areas. That's where I'm at. And so I found my friends, and I was never even looking for an audience. I found friends in the maker community, and I found it online, and I found it via YouTube. And so I wish you well, because Ryan, I'm telling you, you don't have to be fantastic, you don't have to be wonderful, but if you are, congratulations, good for you. Because if you've got talent, please share it, because everybody that you're talking to right now, and everybody who will listen to this in the future, is going to be interested in what you do. So do what you do, and then get it out there so people can see it, man.
What I do is, if there's something that I see, I've been watching YouTube. Let's see, I looked up how to make a playhouse. 9 years ago, I found Jay Bates was the first YouTuber that I found. And then from then, I've engulfed myself in this community, and I'm self-taught only from YouTube.
Well, get to know the people. Get to know the people.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any experience, you know. So if I see like one of you guys make something, or anybody makes something, if it looks intriguing,
get on Facebook. There's a lot of great groups on Facebook. Is for the maker community. Also, from what I understand, because I don't happen to be on Instagram myself, but Richard and Jamie are. There's a good community of people on Instagram as well. Just find a way to dabble your foot in the water. There you go. We'll put your toe.
I just started my Instagram today. So
put your toe in the water, and it will happen, my friend. All right.
Do you want to quickly plug your Instagram?
Thanks,
we'll let everyone know what it is.
It's just Maker238 on Instagram. Maker238
there you
on
go.
YouTube, Maker238 across the board. I was lucky enough I picked one nobody else had. So
awesome.
There you
Everybody,
go. Everyone go and follow him.
I'm the first follower.
Thanks, man, dude. I really appreciate
Go
it.
and check Ryan. Ryan, looking forward to seeing from you, buddy. We got to let you go, okay?
If y'all ever want a guest, man, I'd love to be a guest.
Well, you know what? You are a guest right now, so we thank you for that. I'll talk to you later, buddy. All right?
All right, guys. Y'all peace out, man.
Thanks a lot.
Take it easy.
All right.
I'm the second follower.
That's the ultimate first.
Michael Murray has joined this. Says join the hood. What's up, Mike?
Beto.
Sorry.
Oh, he's not
Audio.
ready. Jesus, Mike, we've had
Hey,
people
ready
who do this stuff.
Did you jump the gun, Chris?
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah, Mike. Hello.
Can you hear
How
me?
are you?
No.
Mike, you sound like an AT&T.
I can't hear you.
For Christ's sake. Oh, brother. All right.
Oh, good God.
So we've checked in with the Miter Deaf Woodshop because he can't hear a damn thing. And I'm almost sorry I did that now. Mike, I'm almost actually going to kick you out and have you join us again if you can hear me. Okay, he can't hear us. So, Mike,
he'll never know.
Yeah, goodbye. We have the gentleman Wood Turner standing by. What's up, my friend?
Hello.
Hello, Mark.
Congratulations on 200 episodes.
Thanks very much. Just always appreciate it. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Good. What have you been up to recently?
Just making, wood turning, earworming, getting by.
So Mark's a regular earworm for a lot of people in the community. He's known to be in a lot of people's lives. So
relaying the chat to the hosts.
Exactly. Yeah. So he does that regularly for quite a few people.
Well, you are indeed a gentleman.
Thank you very much. I've got a question.
Sure.
It's for Chris and Reg.
Oh, well, bugger you then.
When are you two going to give Jamie the full recognition he deserves for his singing talent?
Never.
When he's got some singing talents.
When he actually shows up on The Voice someday.
Checks in the post, Mark.
It's the best part of the show.
It's kind of weird because
it is.
Jamie's
been a t-shirt.
Jamie has brainwashed people into believing that's the best part of the show. But that's okay. That's all right.
But also, I mean, and full credit to Jamie for putting up with it for 200 episodes, because I can remember the whole of the week before we did the first episode. And if anyone listens to the first episode, not only does it sound completely different, but I was so nervous. Hopefully that doesn't come across, because that was kind of the aim. But I genuinely, for the whole week, if not more, before we said we're going to do it live on this Sunday night, whenever it was, all I could think was how am I going to start the show? I just need to start the show, get into it, and then everything will be all right. And it just so happened that 5 minutes before we went live on air, Jamie had done something or said something, and we'd kind of taken the mickey out of it a little bit, and it just stuck for that first episode. And then 200 episodes later, Jamie is still the butt of endless jokes for no reason, for absolutely no reason, and completely undeservedly. But he's just put up with it and rolled with it, and it just became a thing.
He is with us too.
It became the start of like the intro to the podcast. Like, hello, Chris. Hello, Alan, Joe, and then the idiot of the week, Jamie.
It was kind of the Alan Davis of QI sort of thing, and I don't know how it happened. It just did, and bless Jamie for that. He's just put up with it for 200 weeks.
Jamie has a good sense of humor. Mark,
you all do a great job.
Thank you, my friend. But we have to let you go. We've got 2 more people to go, and then we have to let Jamie do that god-awful thing you just brought up. So he's history. I don't see Damo in the screen, so I'm going to go to my other good friend over here. Oh, there he is. Oh, excuse me, Franco. Hang on a sec, buddy. We'll be right with you, buddy. There, somebody's ready for work.
Who is that dapper chap?
Looking a bit better than I was last time.
You're getting ready to spiff off to work, aren't you?
I am. Congratulations on 200.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You actually look like a teacher now.
I tried to scrub up a little bit.
In the shower.
Showers, that's all.
He's got the shirt and the tie and the glasses, and I actually like. I don't like you now.
I feel like I've just turned up to my own party, completely underdressed.
There you go. Thank you.
No, we're kidding. Man. So what's going on? What do you got for us, man?
Well, my one question for you is, when are you lot going to catch up? I mean, it's already Monday here.
Oh, Jesus. In case you don't know, Damien is in Australia, and he's taking the time to join us from across the friggin' planet. My friend, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
I didn't think I'd get in, but I managed to get myself dressed and scrubbed up before turning on the camera.
It's the only reason why you got in, trust me, because your last appearance was really shabby, and we didn't want to do that again.
The beard wasn't really a good look.
I'm just grateful that you managed to squeeze in at the end of the show. You didn't try and get in at the start, because that would have meant a completely different outfit.
I'm done with the heebie-jeebies. Well, I know you got a jolt off to work. Damien, thank you, my friend, because you've been a supporter of the show for a long time, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take it easy.
All right.
Take it easy. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye. And our last guest of the evening is somebody that Richard hasn't met.
No, there was another show I missed. Hi, Franco. How you getting on?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Hey there, Franco. In case you don't know this man was, we were asked earlier about one of our favorite shows. One of my favorite shows has to be the show we did with him and Andy about cooking, because that, be quite honest with you, that was not only the topic was at home for me, but you and Andy together, that was rather a hoot.
That show was solely based on pizza. I think we need to do another show with Franco and Berkey, but other foods.
I swear to you,
purely tacos.
I swear to you, if there's a repeat in the making, it's going to be Andy Berkey and Franco Noce coming on with us one more time, because
I could talk for a long time about food. So let's and pick anything. Coffee, Jesus.
And as usual, I want to give some people a backstory in case they're not familiar. Franco has a habit of making some fantastic food that he posts on Sunday. I see it just before lunchtime, and every time he posts something, I look at it and go, "All right, to hell with it. I don't care if it's 10:30. It's lunchtime because I'm now hungry." Franco does some amazing things, but Franco is also a maker in his own right. Beyond the kitchen, he also does some things on his own. And we neglected talking about that last time, so I apologize.
That's just fine. I love cooking. It started off, I always cooked on Sundays, and then it made Berkey pissed off, so I just kept doing it.
That seems only fair.
Man after my own heart. Man after my own heart.
Well, guys, yeah, I live to get that guy to leave me an angry comment.
That's like when you raise your hands up. Okay, I won. It's good.
But no. Congratulations, guys. You've been for years on my ride to work. Listen to the episode every week. So cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. And as much as we hate to say it, my friend, and I'm dead serious about having you and Andy back, by the way, and I don't care what Richard and Jamie say, it's going to freaking happen.
Absolutely.
Because I want to see that show again. But we do have to let Jamie do his abortion of the vocalization. So, Franco, have a great one, and thanks for coming on and joining us today.
We'll spare you it live.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to it live. You can mute it.
Team Scrollsaw.
Go. Get out. Go on.
God. Oh, now I'm not even going to warn you. You're just freaking out of here, dude. Bye-bye.
There you go.
Gentlemen, congratulations on 200. I don't know what to say, Jamie. Congratulations on 200 actual.
Actually, 200, yeah.
Actually 200.
200.
Then Chris is like 197, and then I'm like 100 and odd.
It's 55.
Not to mention the pop-up podcast as well.
Oh yeah, we've done several of those. We haven't done one of those in a while.
No, we haven't. Maybe we should.
Well, Richard hasn't been available to pop up. Maybe that's why.
I haven't been able to schedule, let alone randomly pop up.
Well, let's get on with this. Jamie, sing for us so we can do this and be done with it. Because I don't have a shout out this week. Richard, do you have a shout out this week?
Give me a minute. Let's see what I can come up with down there. 1 sec.
All right.
Jamie, make this a really long version. Make this a really long version of your singing then.
All right. So it's time for Jamie's page.
I'm sorry I said that.
That was wrong. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all right, Chris, because you're editing this.
So you got to listen to it back, Chris. So
Yeah.
all I'm really going to say is, obviously, on behalf of Chris, Richard, and myself, thank you everyone that listens out there on the YouTube, the SoundCloud, the i platform, Google Play, any other podcast related platform for the support. It means a lot to all of us. So yeah, that's all I'm really going to say for that little segment of the show. My shout out goes to a Aussie creator called JND Creations. I'm not going to shout out one specific video that he's done. His whole channel is pretty awesome, actually, to be honest, and he's got a hell of a beard. But he does some hybrid stuff. He does all sorts of stuff, flat work, turning. It's real nice, all the stuff that he does.
Awesome.
So yeah, definitely go and check out. It's JND Creations.
JND Creations. Awesome.
Yeah.
Richard, time's up. Got something?
Do you know what I do? I found something. This is the perfect one for me. This is a channel that is not actually necessarily about what it says it's about, which is kind of weird. The channel is called The Art of Boat Building, but it's not about building boats, or at least the videos that I watch aren't solely about building boats. They are about making tools. And what the guy tends to do, although he is a boat builder, he makes a lot of his own tools.
I've seen this before. I've seen,
and he's just got a really kind of, you know how some people, you just listen to them and you're just transported into this calm, like totally focused. They've got this. Some people just have that sort of voice, you know,
that mellowing effect. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got loads of videos, and there's making hand planes and making hammers and making compasses and dividers, and not just specific to boat building, but he obviously makes them for his boat building. And it's just a really, like, things made out of metal, things made out of wood and different materials. It's just really, really interesting. And I genuinely go and have a look, scroll through the various videos from the channel at The Art of Boat Building. Chris, I'll make sure you got the link for that.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. The only thing I have to say, because I don't have a shout out today, but I do want to thank everyone who's stuck with us for as long as they have. Because I mean, and full disclosure, this isn't a priority in any of our lives, Jamie's, Richard, or mine. But we have fun doing it, and that's the reason why we do it. However, and sometimes, you know, and that's a big if sometimes time allows, and more important things don't interfere with what we're doing, then having fun, I guess, becomes a priority, and we'll continue doing it. But there's a lot of hoops to jump through before we get to that, and as Richard could well attest to, and Richard makes joke about his absences, but he has a real good reason for those, and that includes us, and it has meant the same for everyone that has ever regularly appeared or attempted to appear with us, and that includes Joe, that includes Alan, that includes Jason, and that includes Steve. You know, when priorities in life, you know, pull you away from this, then you know what, priorities pull you away. I mean, as long as it's fun and we have the time, we'll continue doing it. And at the point in time when we can't do it anymore, we won't do it. It's because we make nothing from this. We make no money from this. All we get is the time together with you and the time together with my friends here, and we consider that a lot of fun. So I hope you do too. And I can't promise we'll be around for another 200, but you never know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Talking of not making any money from this, I know, Chris, you have, but Jamie, don't forget you still owe me for that.
Yes, I know.
So I just thought I'd throw that in there, just in a light-hearted way.
Yeah, I know.
So I totally agree with what you just said there, Chris. It is amusing, it is fun, and I've always felt that the podcast, for this purely from a personal point of view, that the podcast is just about the 3, 4, 5 of us, however many it's been that week, for that week, getting together and just having a laugh. And sometimes we have people join us to have a laugh. Some people just tune in to listen to us babbling on about nothing for some bizarre reason. But whilst it's fun, I've got no.
Well, some people just tune in to laugh at us too. So let's be honest.
There is that, yeah. That's probably the only reason, actually.
That's probably it's kind of the Howard Stern effect. You want to hear some idiots? Jesus, you're gonna love these guys.
Yeah,
we're here 200 weeks making you feel better about your life. Awesome. Well, as always, I always say, I don't know if the other guys will ever agree, but thank you for listening. Genuinely, it gives us something to talk, a reason to talk. If you are still listening, then obviously thank you very much. If you're not, we will say what we like about you. You get to say what you like about us. So I think that's a fair playoff. So until next week, or the week after, or whenever it is, you all take care. We will try to, and we'll see you again soon.
Have a great week, everybody.
Take it easy, everyone.
Awesome.
Oh, are we hanging around for a few minutes just to...